So, as we leave the finish and go back up to the start, the final of the women's PR1 single sculls. And Greg, it looks to have gone off, and we'll just give you who's in the race. At the top of the picture, Manuel Diening, the 31-year-old German in lane 2, Anna Shermeet, the fast-starting Ukrainian. In lane 3, the favourite Birgit Skarstein from Norway, the world champion. In lane 4, Natalie Benoit, who won her heat. There's Birgit Skarstein with that big lean back. In lane 5, Moran Samuel, who led Skarstein out in the heat from Israel, with Benoit at the moment. And then the new starter, Claire Giangeli, from Switzerland, a dual Swiss-French citizen. She's a new competitor in this event, the 39-year-old, that's her rate. She's actually 45 years of age.
Yeah, and as you say, we've had a bit of a delay on earlier, so we got straight on with this race. And as you said, it's a classy race. We've got all 3 of the medalists from the Tokyo Paralympics competing here and getting out well into the lead, or well into the race. And as you said, Moran Samuel here in Israel, in that lead position, or is it the French sculler, Natalie Benoit, is in the lead. But those two, perhaps surprisingly, ahead of Birgit Skarstein, well, 20 metres.
I was going to say, Skarstein has come here aiming to even pace, and in a heat, she showed me on her phone, 2:34 splits all the way down, and that took her through the Israeli in the last quarter.
That's fascinating, Mark. What great punditry.
So basically,
so we're expecting a steady race for Birgit Skarstein.
Yeah, Birgit Skarstein, I think, will win this race. We can see her there back in 3rd place. The world's best time has gone in the men's PR1 single sculls. Birgit Skarstein holds the world's best time. Look for 500s pace around about 2:25, 2:26. That's her world's best time pace. She was doing 2:34s in the heat, so I think conditions will be quicker. But Moran Samuel did lead her by a decent margin in the heat back on Thursday.
Yeah, and she then had a good performance in the repechage to come through and win that. So we see the scullers coming up here towards that first 500. You can see the conditions. It is a gentle tailwind. It'll be a bit poppily and uncomfortable, but look, they're handling it very well.
So just outside world's best time pace. Not by much though, just a second. And Benoit is being tracked by Skarstein. Benoit in 2nd place, Skarstein in 3rd. Got that lead over Manuela Dini. And I think Moran Samuel out in the lead. She's a mum of 3, of Arad, Rom and Segev. And, you know, she wasn't at her best last season. She was struggling with long COVID, which really made it difficult for her, as it has done with you know, a number of Oars men and Oars women.
Yes, we've had a few of those conversations, haven't we, about athletes who've had COVID, and it's really made their training difficult. I guess it's so demanding on your heart and on your lungs particularly that COVID's affected a few athletes. Moran Samuel including in that group, but she's come back and she's here in this lead position. But Martin, I'm so interested in this conversation that you've had with Birgit Skarstein, and that she's just able to work her way back in, as you've predicted, that is now nearly an overlap, having been a good bit of clear water between that boat over there with the Norwegian Blades in lane number 3 and this boat over here in lane 5.
Yeah, Moran Samuel there, the race leader at the moment, just that 7 or 8 metre lead over the Norwegian, who I think will come through to win this race. Natalie Benoit is still doing well. Manuela Diening, you can see her bows over there on the left. 31-year-old German in 4th place. But Skarstein, she's such a delightful lady, and we were talking about obsession, Greg, and you know, this is a competitor from the Winter Olympics where she does skiing, you know, the Summer Olympics where she does para rowing, you know, so many things she's had to miss out with family, so many occasions, but she is so focused on her training, absolutely determined, and that obsessive nature, you kind of have to have that to be as great a sportswoman as she is.
And it was really nice that she let you in on the way she's preparing to race, and we can see that that bit of clear water is now closed up to half a length. So we're in this important phase of the race now, coming towards the halfway mark, and having had that lead, that's now been closed up But yeah, she was able to tell you her splits she was aiming for as well, was she?
Yeah, she was on 234s in the heat. I wonder what her splits are going to be now. So through the 1,000-metre mark, world's best time is 4:55, 6 seconds off of world best time, so not quite as quick as the men's para-sculls, relatively speaking, that is. Maura Samuel must wonder if she's ever going to beat the Norwegian sculler. She must have thought in that heat she had a chance.
Yeah, but it's 4 seconds quicker that Skarstein's gone in the second 500 than the Israeli sculler Maura Samuel. So yeah, 4 seconds she took out in that second 500, and the expectation would be now for her that she's going to do the same. The question is, Maura Samuel at the moment is going to try to hold her.
Lovely blade placement by Skarstein. We kind of had a shot there as we go to the drone, but you know, there was nothing really, you know, not a smack like Giacomo Perini. The blades were kind of beautifully placed,
yeah,
almost gently, but very well locked at the front end without much slippage.
Yeah, no, great observation. That really is, you know, placing that blade as we see it now from this drone shot. You can see that tailwind just so efficiently. So really nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. The blade is just dropped into the water at maximum length and then moved past. But impressive really for Maura Samuel that she's held onto this side-by-side position. It was 4 seconds the difference in the second 500. At the moment, it hasn't been that much in this 250 of the middle of the race, of this third quarter.
Yeah, you can just kind of see the slight difference in the front end. I think Skarstein's, I'd say, more efficient. There's very little slippage of the blade. We were talking about this in terms of the readings you get on the telemetry. You go for about 5% is acceptable in terms of the slippage before you really lock on at the front end of the stroke.
We can see it here, the lack of slippage, that those blades go out and just the spoons go into the water. It's an interesting spoon shape she has on there as well, that, Martin, I'm sure you can talk about in a second.
Yeah, the comp blades that she's using, really feels comfortable with them. Back in Norway, trains with the men's squads. Birgit Skarstein, coached by Johan Lidberg. Coming up to the Finnish Bowl, Finnish Arena. Oh, that's the island, actually, not the Finnish Bowl, Finnish Arena. It's 500 to go.
But like you say, yeah, that blade that she has, it's just a little bit more barrel-shaped rather than, you know, being longer and thinner. And she's just able to really get that connected. But yeah, a good 500 from Maura Samuel, but she's not able to hold the move from Birgit Skarstein at this point.
Of course, so many hours and hours of training has gone into this woman's performance throughout the winter, throughout the spring. You know, away in training camp when she couldn't row because of the ice in Norway. Generally comes down here, she poles down here with a wheelchair. She's just such an active lady. Natalie Benoit coming back into the picture, the bronze medalist there. The Maura Samuel, the Israeli athlete, the former professional basketball player in Israel, is just having to hold off Benoit.
Yeah, how about the move from Natalie Benoit now? That Skarstein was 2 seconds quicker than Samuel in the third 500. I think she's going to continue to go away in the fourth 500. But actually, looking at the move here that Natalie Benoit has made, I think she's putting pressure on Samuel after that fast first 500 and even first 1,000 that she put in.
Really strong off the back end, Benoit, wasn't she? She's really sprinting. You can see her take the acceleration of the bow just as she levers towards the finish of the stroke, coming up to the Israeli, who has no answer to that pace of Benoit. A really finely judged race from the 42-year-old French woman. As she comes up to the finish, Maura Samuel trying to hold her off. We have
still 150 to go or thereabouts.
A bit longer, actually, I think.
Yeah. Benoit is the highest rating of the scullers. Maura Samuel of Israel has just taken it up a little bit to try and respond.
Skarstein knows she's in a race, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Skarstein on the left of your picture. Natalie Benoit, the French woman, she's really pushing Maura Samuel, the Israeli, who's responded magnificently. I thought she'd go straight through the Israeli. Skarstein with just that boat length lead as they come into the finish line.
But there's still time to go because those scullers for the silver and bronze, Benoit and Samuel, are pretty much bow ball to bow ball, passing our position. There's still 3 buoy lines to go. Who's going to get this?
So Birgit Skarstein from Norway takes the gold at the European Championships. It is the Israeli, a phenomenal hold-off to the Frenchwoman Nathalie Benoit. Morin Samuel, how did she do that? I thought she was toast. And Nathalie Benoit was coming through so quickly.
Well, you can see just how much it hurts. Imagine the lactic acid that Birgit Skarstein is feeling in her arms right now after 2,000 metres there. How did she do it, Martin? I think Morin Samuel just held back a little bit for the final 200, maybe even 100 metres, and was able to respond to Benoit, who'd gone just a little bit earlier.
And off camera, we didn't see Manuela Dieling from Germany cross the line in 4th place. In 5th place, Anna Shermit, the Ukrainian, is just coming across the line. You heard the buzzer. And the new woman, Claire Gerengeli from Switzerland, is just coming up to the line now. And there's Nathalie Benoit, veteran of the Tokyo Paralympics, where she took a bronze medal in that category. Getting a water bottle.
Yeah, hoping to reverse that and turn that into a silver, but you can see it there, confirmation of that win for Skarstein of Norway ahead of Samuel of Israel and Benoit of France. And then it was Dieling. Disappointment a little bit for Sheremit. We usually see her pressing up towards the medals ahead of that Swiss sculler taking home the 6th place. Focus and concentration on the faces before the start, and now these lovely slow motion pictures. See how calm and quiet it is up at the start, really nice and sheltered by the city of Bled. But then they came out into the middle where it was just a little bit more bumpy, a little bit more wavy. And Birgit Skarstein, as Martin Cross predicted, held her pace right through.
Question, chatting to her, is does she think she might head for the Los Angeles Paralympics? A bit non-committal about that. But in the centre of the podium, member of the International Athletes Commission of the IPC. She was overseeing the elections to that and the Norwegian body of the Athletes Commission that she represents as well. Grandstand just below our commentary position here. I'm Martin Cross, with me is Greg Searle. You're listening to the first day of finals at the 2023 European Rowing Championships. We hope you're enjoying the show and the racing.